Hey everyone, Sam Amline here from the AEP 800 class. We're doing Module 15 still, the assignment of the 5 web-based tools videos. We're on the 5th video, so we saved the best for last. This web-based tool is one of my personal favorites, being that I'm a social studies teacher, so I deal with some of this content probably pretty much every day. And this content is maps, and the tool is called Scribble Maps. So if you are looking at the page right now, it's just scribblemaps.com, and Scribble Maps is a really cool online map tool. It uses Google Maps, and you can just do some really creative drawing, some really unique, really in-depth stuff with, for lack of a better word, in-depth stuff with maps of any size, of any shape, as long as it's in the world, as long as it's on Google Maps. You can pretty much toy around with this. So why did I select this resource? Well, we deal with maps a lot in history in the classes that I teach, and it's difficult because I found that the students that I work with, their map reading skills is usually not up to snuff where you need it to be. So I need a program when I can start out the year where we look at how to read maps. We look at a lot of skills that they need throughout the year. I like to start them out on map reading. So using a map reading tool, a tool that can play around with maps online on the computer, get them involved in front of a computer screen. This is a great tool for that. My purpose was to get kids more comfortable with using maps, more comfortable with looking at maps, reading them, seeing what they mean, and just being able to be better at geography in general, because that is a struggle area for many of my students. Geography is not a strong subject for them. Intended audience is students again, but if you look into this while I go through this step by steps, I mean, you could use this for directions, you could use this for plotting, you could use it for regional studies. I mean, anything that has to do with maps and using maps for whatever needs you need, that can be your audience. So I mean, anybody in the world could need a map at any point in time. So it's got a very wide audience, but for my purposes, it's going to be for my students while we work with maps in history. The ISTE standards will be TPAC 1 and ISTE T.2.C. Alright, so step by step, there is a whole lot you could do in this program, but we're going to do a little bit of the basics just to save us on time. This is the main web page. I already created an account. Let's see if it remembered me. Let's get into it. Alright. And so when you log in, it takes you right to the world map. And I think just like every other web-based tool that I've used, they try to sell you some pro-type version. We'll just use the free one. And the free one works pretty well. It gives you a lot of features that, heck, I don't even know if I need to upgrade to VIP, because I don't use it that exclusively. But if you see the screen in front of you, just a view of the world map. It's pretty simple. But using Google Maps, this program actually gets super detailed. So as I keep scrolling in, I'll give you a peek at where we're at right now. So we're around Youngstown, Ohio, right here, northeastern Ohio, and it gives you, road by road by road. If I want to get super specific, we can go right to my house, but I'm not going to do that. But hey, this is around the area where we're shooting this video from. Great old Youngstown, Ohio. So you can see, I mean, even on a local level, we could do a lot of stuff with this map program if the assignment or any of my assessments dealt with that. Or say even if I was a cross-country coach or something like that, and we were not in a city, but I mean, you can even use this program. It's really cool. I mean, using Google Maps, it gives you that image, and then you could do a whole bunch of cool stuff, like say I was a cross-country coach, like I was saying. You could even do like routes that you run, and then you could print out this map. It's just a great tool to use to draw. So we're not going to do that because we're not doing cross-country. We're going to do something educational. So like I told you, I need maps a lot for world history. Okay, and I teach mostly world, but we'll just use this example with the United States. So I could have an assessment say, well, let's do world. Say I do an assessment where I could say we need to identify continents. Okay, let's do the different continents of the world. And I could give them an assignment saying, I want green dots on, I want different colored dots on different colored continents so you can identify. So if I told them on the paper, I need to see a green circle on North America. And so we'd look at North America. Let's see if I can make this disappear. Yeah, there we go. Let's make it a little bit more in the center. There we go. A green circle on North America. Pretty simple. And I wanted them to do a red circle on Africa. So right there. And maybe like a square or something like that on, we'll do blue, on Australia. Pretty simple stuff. This is probably one of the simplest things you can do. But for our purposes, it kind of just explains some of the basic things that this web tool can do. We can even do different things if we want them to draw on the oceans. We can even have them write the names if you want to get even more specific. And you could say this is South America. You can even say they need to have a country in there. Yep. And it labels it on the map. Pretty cool stuff. That's not it though. It's not just dead after you do all this stuff, and it'd be kind of lame if I had to come by and check them. They can actually export. If you click this little menu button over here, you can actually print out the maps, you can export it, you can load the maps to offline, you can save them. Really, really cool stuff. Okay, and if you save this, if you save the maps, you can actually have your own little file in here. So, I mean, you could tell your kids, log on, create an account, do the map assignment. You can give a piece of paper with the directions, and that could get them using maps in a very basic way. And I mean, you could go even more in depth. Say you're doing a full-fledged geography course, and you're doing like the countries in Africa, or you're identifying regions, or even if, say, you're doing terrain, okay, mountainous terrain, things like that. This program has it all. It's really, really cool. So this is Scribble Maps, a program that lets you write, draw, create lots of different things on Google Maps and save it to your own file.